Hailstones as big as eggs hit Beijing, and cars fled under bridges for cover. Villagers in Guangdong clash with the special police over storm shelter dispute. Guangdong's 1 billion yuan luxury mansion to be demolished. Netizens slam shocking waste.
It's all covered in today's China Truths.
Hailstones as big as eggs hit Beijing, and cars fled under bridges for cover. On the evening of May 13th, egg-sized hailstones pounded Beijing, smashing countless cars and throwing traffic into chaos. Vehicles scrambled to seek shelter under bridges, leading to massive congestion across the city. That night, all 13 districts of Beijing, except for Miyun, Pinggu, and Tongzhou, were battered by unusually large hail. Shocking images posted by Beijing netizens on social media showed hailstones as big as chicken eggs, and some even rivaling the size of steamed buns. Some residents weighed the icy missiles and found them tipping the scales at over 30 grams. Photos circulating online showed hailstones with diameters surpassing 4 centimeters. In areas like Haidian and Shijingshan, the streets were blanketed with what locals dubbed glutinous rice ball hail. In Guangdong Street, Xicheng District, hail reportedly reached the size of eggs. Measurements confirmed some chunks weighed over 30 grams. Locals were stunned. "Bigger than walnuts," they exclaimed, "even bigger than eggs." A resident from Jianshiwan Bailey community on Tiankun Road, Haidian District, posted, "Beijing just got hammered by hail. Look at the size of these things." The video accompanying the post captured an eerie scene, hail pelting the ground like a gunfight, sounding like exploding dumplings or firecrackers. As the icy projectiles hit the hard pavement, they shattered into slushy fragments, leaving a blanket of white in their wake. Cars left outside had windows punched through, bodies dented, and entire vehicles rendered nearly unrecognizable. Locals flooded social media with live reactions. "Listen to this. It's like frying dumplings," one said. "A car downstairs was smashed so badly, someone called the police," another added. "This hail is insane, crackling like fireworks." If this hit someone's head, they'd be knocked out cold. The topic, "Beijing hail is so big," quickly exploded on Weibo, racking up more than 410 million views and shooting to the top of the trending list. The Beijing Meteorological Observatory issued multiple alerts: a yellow warning for thunderstorms, a blue warning for gales, and a yellow warning for hail, attributing the extreme weather to the fierce clash of warm and cold air currents. As of that evening, intense convective systems were sweeping across the northern part of Fangshan, eastern Mentugu, and major districts like Chaoyang, Fengtai, and Haidian. Haidian's storm included especially large hail, raising alarms about potential disaster. Just 3 days earlier, massive hail had also struck Gansu and Xi'an. There, too, residents watched in horror as egg-sized hail slammed into the ground with a sharp crack. Farmers were devastated, months of effort destroyed in minutes. Car windows shattered like glass, and an iron sheet factory roof even collapsed under the weight of the hail. Residents were left in tears, facing catastrophic losses. Guangdong, Shantou, villagers in Guangdong clash with authorities over typhoon shelter dispute, May 7, 2025. In the early hours of May 7th, a tense standoff unfolded in Guangdong Village, Haojiang District, Shantou City, Guangdong Province. Hundreds of police officers in riot gear moved in to disperse villagers who had gathered and blocked a main road in protest. Several villagers were taken away during the operation. The roots of the conflict trace back to 2024, when the Guangdong Community Residence Committee reportedly sold the local Qianjiang typhoon shelter without broad public consultation. Residents were ordered to remove their fishing boats, but many refused, citing that their small vessels were unsuitable for relocation to other shelters due to size and docking conditions. Tensions escalated on May 6 when local authorities and the management of the Dachau typhoon shelter dispatched numerous trucks in an attempt to forcibly remove the boats. In response, villagers quickly mobilized to block the road, forming a human barrier to stop the trucks. The confrontation stretched into the early morning of May 7th, when authorities sent in a large force of police and special units to break up the protest. According to accounts from villagers, officers carrying batons and shields moved in to clear the road, leading to several arrests. "I was nearly trampled," one villager recounted emotionally. Guangdong's 1 billion yuan luxury mansion to be demolished. Netizens slam shocking waste. A lavish private estate named Yingjiwan in Shantou City, Guangdong Province, reportedly worth 1 billion yuan $140 million, has been ordered demolished by local authorities, sparking public outrage. Online users slammed the move as a staggering waste of resources. On May 13th, news of Yingjiwan's demolition surged onto the hot search list, quickly going viral. According to Chinese outlets like The Paper and Da'an News, a government notice from Chaoyang District in Shantou, issued on May 9th, stated that the antique-style estate Yingjiwan was built illegally and must be torn down within a set period. The mansion's builder, Chen Yingbiao, a former villager, allegedly seized collective industrial land and illegally constructed over a dozen buildings, sprawling across 54.561 acres. The announcement noted that following an investigation by the Shantou Natural Resources Bureau, an administrative penalty decision was handed down, demanding Chen demolish Yingjiwan within 45 days. If not, authorities warned, the Chaoyang district government would enforce demolition by force. Rumors say construction began in 2013, spearheaded by the Chen brothers of Zili Town, with nearly 1 billion yuan poured into the project. Viral videos online revealed Yingjiwan's architecture features a rare Kaoshan 4-horse trailer courtyard layout. The estate blends 4 Beijing-style antique buildings with 7 European-style villas, decorated with intricate wood carvings and traditional painted beams, an architectural masterpiece. On May 13th, officials from Zili Town in Chaoyang District confirmed to media that the government was handling the matter, but declined to confirm details about forced demolition or the widely rumored 1 billion yuan price tag. The impending demolition of such an exquisite estate has ignited fiery online debate. This couldn't have been built overnight. Where were the officials when it was going up? It could have become a tourist attraction. Demolishing it is a waste. Why not open it to the public and charge admission instead? Demolish and rebuild. It's one way to boost GDP. There's a similar one in the next village, just as extravagant. It's a pity to tear it down. The Chinese government has long faced criticism over forced demolitions, fueling public resentment. Earlier this year, the Epoch Times reported that Cao Guoji's home in Xiaoshan District, Hangzhou, was razed without warning in April 2023, and he still hasn't received any compensation. Cao's house measured nearly 800 square meters, yet the demolition office only offered compensation for 200 square meters based on household registration. His wife, once a manager at a state-owned enterprise, was dismissed for refusing to sign the compensation agreement. According to Cao, demolition began in the area back in 2021, with no legal procedures, just a scheme to flip land for profit. Economic recession hits Shenyang, mass store closures, plummeting house prices. Bain Capital is preparing a dramatic exit from China's data industry.
It's all covered in today's China Truths.
A major event has taken place in Shenzhen, and it's terrifying to think about. In recent days, headlines have been flooded with stories about the India-Pakistan standoff, China-US negotiations. But one terrifying piece of news has quietly slipped under the radar: personal bankruptcy in Shenzhen. Within just a few days, 2 shocking bankruptcy cases involving massive debt emerged, and they're far from normal. Both personal bankruptcy filings happened in Shenzhen, the first city to pilot the personal bankruptcy system. Bankruptcy itself isn't news, but the size of these debts is jaw-dropping. A retired couple owes 120 million yuan, that's 10,000 times their monthly income. A working woman owes 25.44 million yuan, 5,000 times what she earns. This is not just strange, it defies logic. Both are just regular citizens. How on earth did they end up with debts in the hundreds of millions? No bank risk system would approve this. Something huge is going on in Shenzhen, and it's terrifying. At first, many assumed this was the result of wild high-risk investments. Shenzhen is notorious for its speculation. Homes worth tens of millions, shady leveraged deals, broken capital chains. Add some loan sharking, and compounding interest could easily balloon debts like this. Then came an even scarier theory. A new breed of professional debtor is on the rise. In the past, their game was small scale. They'd find low-income folks or sick patients to act as debt carriers, used for dodgy prepayment scams, gyms, beauty parlors, even barbershops. The debts were a few million, max, with prepaid cards, maybe 10 million tops, but this time it's different. We're talking about tens of millions, even hundreds of millions. This is far beyond small-time trickery. Worse yet, in the past, these fake debtors didn't care about consequences, but now they've found a cleaner exit: personal bankruptcy. Before, getting caught meant jail time. No one dared try bankruptcy to wipe the slate clean. But now, everything has changed. The debts are insanely large, completely beyond personal limits, and they're being pushed through personal bankruptcy courts. It's absurd. This likely isn't even personal debt. It may be corporate debt dumped on individuals. If the companies vanished, the shockwaves would be massive. The scheme is massive. If people inside the system are involved and company debt is being laundered through personal bankruptcy, I don't even want to imagine the scale. This is no longer just about prepaid cards or scamming consumers. Authorities must step in, immediately. Also, let's talk about the personal bankruptcy system. In principle, this pilot program is a step forward, but if it becomes a loophole for speculators and fraudsters to walk away clean, it will destroy its original purpose. We must all pay close attention, and the authorities owe law-abiding citizens an honest answer before it's too late. Economic recession hits Shenyang, mass store closures, plummeting house prices. Recently, a wave of shocking revelations has flooded Chinese social media. Shenyang's economy is in free fall. Domestic demand has dried up, shops are shutting down, joblessness is spreading, and housing prices are in free fall. Once bustling streets are now haunted by despair. Some families, crushed by sky-high mortgages, have been driven to take their own lives. Netizen: this is what physical retail looks like now. Here's our Shenyang Dragon Dream Mall. From the 1st to the 5th floor, just take a look. Many netizens are exposing the brutal reality. Huge malls across Shenyang, Liaoning province, are virtually deserted. Only a handful of stores are still barely hanging on. Ever since the US-China trade war, China's economy has taken one hit after another. Factories are closing, wages are shrinking, and consumer spending has dried up. The weak domestic demand has turned critical. Among the hardest hit cities is Shenyang, where the economic collapse is described by many as catastrophic. Tobacco industry insider: in this downturn, shop owners are the biggest casualties. No matter how booming your business was, how much profit you made, none of it matters now. The industry has collapsed into chaos. In the end, many can't hold on and are forced to shut down. In former commercial hotspots like Shenyang Zhongjie, Dadong, and Tiexi, the streets are now lined with faded signs and shuttered shops. Industry insiders say the pandemic was only the trigger. What really destroyed these businesses were skyrocketing rents and relentless taxes. Netizen: I'm in the downtown area right now. There are no shoppers, no shopkeepers. I walked all around. I was literally the only person here. This place used to be packed. Let's go upstairs. There are no words to describe how bleak it is. Honestly, can the mall even afford the electricity bill in this state? The market has collapsed. Unemployment is surging. Shenyang's real estate market is in free fall. According to online posts, a 35-year-old couple who once ran a small eatery were forced to shut down after the pandemic and a plunge in spending. But they still had a 3.5 million yuan mortgage. They lost everything overnight, and in despair, jumped from a building. And that wasn't an isolated tragedy. It's a snapshot of what countless Shenyang families are going through. Netizen: I've already defaulted on my mortgage. It's been 3 days. The bank hasn't even called. I'm just waiting for the judicial auction. After they sell it off, I'll still owe another 100 or 200,000. I feel like dead weight. I just want to walk away from it all. Netizen: I just bought this house, 97 square meters. I paid $600,000 as down payment, which was the full price, yet I still owe over $400,000 in loans. It makes no sense. Aging, stagnation, and crippling debt have long haunted northeastern cities like Shenyang. But now, under the combined blow of the pandemic and brutal tariffs, the economy here has crumbled, and people are drowning in despair. Bain Capital is preparing a dramatic exit from China's data industry. The U.S. private equity giant Bain Capital is planning to offload its entire Chindata China business for a whopping $4 billion, about 29 billion yuan. According to a May 12th report by 21st Century Business Review, Bain Capital intends to sell its stake in Chindata Group Holdings Co., Ltd., Chindata, with the expected valuation surpassing $4 billion. Insiders revealed that Bain has already engaged consultants and held preliminary talks with potential buyers for several months. Sources close to Bain Capital confirmed to 21st Century Business Review that the news is largely accurate. Chindata is a powerhouse in Asia-Pacific's emerging markets, providing hyperscale computing infrastructure solutions. Its long-term contracts with ByteDance have kept demand sky-high. When asked for comment, both Bain Capital and Chindata declined to respond to 21st Century Business Review. The report suggested that Bain's decision to sell may be driven by three key factors. First, the industry is red-hot. Sell while valuations peak. Second, key clients are looking to diversify. Time to cash out while confidence remains high. Third, regulatory pressure looms. Chindata's massive scale, unique shareholder structure, and Bain's 100% ownership pose serious compliance risks. This might be Bain's last chance to exit at the top. In response, netizen Ryue commented bluntly, "Alas, it looks like American capital is starting to flee."
Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. We will keep reporting on the COVID surge in China, so don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell to get the latest videos. And thank you for tuning in.